Sweet. Well, so John and I decided to do this spontaneous live. The whole purpose of it was to.
By the way, can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, I can't even see who's in there.
Oh, yeah.
So how many people we got in there?
Well, we got 4.
Sprouts
My
Farmers
feed
Market.
is a little
Great
behind. This
prices
is kind of
for the
different.
freshest produce.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're trying to moderate and answer questions and see the screen, the whole 9 yards at the same time, right? So it's a little bit different. John and I had to think things through. Now, we did get back from Jeffers last night at like 1:30 or 1 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
worth it. It was fun. It was work.
It was a lot of work.
It's more work for Dallas than me.
I'm like really sunburnt, right? Like, if you could see. But we spent the whole day on the JLG lift over at Jeffers putting up the billboard. We got the internet stuff sorted out, which is still not installed, surprisingly.
So, okay, let's just walk them through the day. The whole day was, okay, we roll out of here, load up the Suburban, roll out of here, go get gas. Dallas jumps out and does his carburetor adjustments at the gas pump to the bewilderment of all the people in these islands getting gas. You know, they're checking their phones and getting gas. Dallas is out there working on a quadrojet. We go to get to Jeffers. That was uneventful. We get there. We go in and see Barkley, the track manager, right? And his crew's there. They're working on this pretty fast little Mustang. And we're waiting on the internet guy. Where's the internet guy?
He was supposed to meet us at 1.
Right.
And at 1 I called him.
We thought he was going to show up, you know, we came over there 4 hours. We thought he was going to show up to put the internet aerial line in, right? I don't know what he came over for.
Paperwork.
He came an hour late just to, oh, sign this, we'll put it in some other time.
Yeah.
Like, he could have sent that, like, when did you first engage this guy? How many months ago? February. Yeah, he could have sent this paper in February. Instead, he decides, oh, well, I'll just go meet him from 10 minutes away and do it. So we were going to do a live from Jeffers.
With our new internet.
And that guy can. So isn't that cool? Nice. So then
we got a crash course in the JLG lift operations.
That's it?
And
That's
then drove the JLG lift at the screaming pace of like 1 mile an hour.
It would have been the second slowest orange thing on the property normally. But anyway, we take this.
No, it would have been the third, right? Wasn't
No.
Kai Kelly there? And
Kai
was
Kelly.
slower,
Oh,
he was
that's right.
slower than the.
Kai Kelly was there and had to holler, and apparently he'd done some test hits and whatever. So yeah, we had to get around his holler.
Yeah, he was loading up and heading out when we were actually getting there to do some work.
Right. He was in our way.
Yeah, so we blew him some pipe as we went by in the JLG lift and a couple burnouts. And then
that JLG lift is the slowest thing on the face of the earth. I mean, literally, I'm not even exaggerating. A wind would blow an empty bottle across the parking lot faster
yes.
than this thing goes. So we finally, I mean, it was like a ship drifting into the dock when the motor's not running. It was real slow. So we take this lift and we go around, you know, behind the starting line, right? We're like through the staging lanes with it. We finally, it took 12 minutes for us to drive from
just the parking lot to the billboard sign.
Yeah,
and that's probably 200 yards.
Right. Then we get over there, we unload the banner. You can walk faster than this drive. So I was like, well, I'll just walk back and get it. Yeah. We walked back, got the banner. Then we spent several hours in a crash course doing billboard.
Yeah, that was rough. That was probably 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And luckily, here's how the day actually worked out. We kind of expected it's the summertime. It's going to be miserable putting this billboard up. It's black. And it actually turned out to be a gorgeous day. It was only like 82 degrees.
Yeah.
It was fairly breezy. It wasn't bad enough that it was blowing the billboard all over the place.
Nah, wasn't bad.
But it was sunny. It was hot. It was hard work. And that thing weighed like 200 pounds.
And we about had a heart attack too, because we laid this thing out so it would kind of relax the wrinkles out in the sun. We laid it out while we ran and got screws and hardware to mount it. And the mowers showed up while we were out. So these guys are on these like little Skag, little zero-turn fast mowers, and they're flying up to this billboard. I'm like, if they run over that billboard, it's done. This billboard costs thousands, right? And they would race up to within an inch of the edge and zero turn around. I'm like, oh my gosh. We were expecting to see pieces of vinyl just
Yep.
everywhere.
Billboard fragments.
Oh, and these guys, you can tell they do this for a living. We moved the billboard. The exact shape of the billboard
Is in the grass.
is in a. I mean, I'm not kidding. They mowed within about 3 inches. This billboard never hit it.
So
Pretty impressive.
yeah. Well, we got any questions? Is there anybody in there yet?
I got all kinds of people in here. We got 17 watching. Yeah, who else? It's Mr. Rotter's neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, Destroyer 1320. Eric's in the house. S. Smithy.
Well, thanks
Mitten
for
Made
coming, Eric.
Muscle. Yeah, Richard Bucket.
Yeah,
I
Richard
gotta
Bucket.
zoom in a little bit. Uncle Squirrel, who personally blames squirrels, surprisingly. Ari's in here. Two Hacks. Dean Stevenson. Tom Brown says hello. Kind of like Newman.
Yeah,
See?
Tom Brown is one of my Buick follower guys.
He says that like Jerry and Newman. Remember that? Hello. John Mounts, Dean
Hello,
Stevenson.
Newman.
Bear Rose Garage, Vincent Marino, the Don English.
The one and only
Hey, my mom's in here. And Boss Buick.
Boss Buick.
And
Sweet.
Ruckworks 1.
Well, we don't have any Buick content for you today, so I'm just going to let you know that. What we're actually talking about today is specifically Monkey Bike. Mr. Rotter's neighborhood, since I got my 500 subs, is entering a Monkey Bike in the Monkey Bike competition for the No Name Nationals at Jeffers on September 30th, October 1st. I personally don't race my own stuff. So I've come up with a plan here. I think that's going to work out pretty good. What we're going to do is we're going to get the Monkey Bike kind of ready to go, and we just need a channel with 500 subscribers. Maybe you don't get your stuff done. Maybe you blow it up in testing. Maybe you just don't want to race anything. Maybe you don't want to drive across the country.
Well, maybe they're like Forrest Gump and they're just walking across the country.
They
and
could
say,
be walking
"Hey,
or running.
Yeah, I want to get motorized for a little while.
Yep, and you could run the Monkey Bike. Now, the only stipulation is you got to have a channel with 500 subscribers, and if your stuff isn't ready, no big deal. You're in.
Hey, Two Hacks Jeff said he heard the Monkey Bike is faster than the 63 Grand Prix. You know what? Jeff? This Monkey Bike will be faster than the 63 Grand Prix that doesn't show up. Totally agree.
Yeah, well, this one does burnouts too. It does burnouts. John and I actually got it to do a burnout. But
Oh, yeah.
to get down to brass tacks, we were just going to go over here's the rule requirements for the Monkey Bike. All right, and the reason why the rules are pretty stringent, and the whole idea was for you to have a spec Monkey Bike, right?
Right.
And you just go down to, like, say, Tractor Supply. You can buy them on Amazon. We looked on Facebook Marketplace. There's about a handful of them. Matter of fact, there's one
Some
that
of them
we
are
found
kinda
a
hopped
motorcycle
Yeah,
carburetor.
see, that
and-
one that's hopped up, even though it costs a little more, it's hopped up within the rules. They didn't do anything to it you can't have in the class that
Yeah.
I saw.
No, it's literally the same Monkey Bike with a hot rod carburetor on it and a fart pipe, right?
Yep.
So it'd be like your Taco mini bike from the 70s, 60s to 70s, right?
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
But the whole idea was when you have a spec class, that's where it brings out your ingenuity, right?
Right.
That's where it brings out your creativity. And we figured ingenuity and creativity is like the two things that a YouTube automotive content creator has in their back pocket. You can literally pull that out and trump just about anything at that point,
So
right?
you know what? So people might think this is a stretch, but it's really not. People remember Bob Glidden not just because of how much winning he did with Ford, but because he switched over to Plymouth and still won and switched back to Ford. Because to him, it's how much can I do within these set of rules. I don't have to lean to what I'm familiar with.
Exactly.
I don't have to lean to, you know what? Bob Glidden went from small block Ford, he went from Cleveland Ford, he went to small block Mopar to big block Ford. 3 different engines in 3 different years and won with all of them because it's not what you have, it's what you know how to do with it. And
Right.
the Monkey Bike is the epitome of that. It's not what you have, it's what you know what to do with it.
Right, and that was the whole idea behind this class. I mean, you're taking virtually the most basic, cheap, simple mode of transportation available. It would allow somebody that didn't have the time or the equipment to do a full build on a car to compete at No Name Nationals, they could literally go down to the a store and buy this thing, walk out and compete. Now, the only thing that I've noticed this year that's kind of kicked that in the butt was when we originally announced the rules for the monkey bike class, these things were $400.
Right.
Right? Now, if you go down there and buy one, it's like $500, $550. They went up 25%, no different than anything else. Right? We scored this one because literally it says customer returned, chain won't stay on. Right? And so we ended up scoring this one, walking out the door for $406.
We're car builders, though, as you guys are. So to you, you know the kind of people who return stuff to Tractor Supplies. Like there's nothing like that's going to be a challenge.
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't work the second I took it out of the box. Right.
So you took the 10 seconds to fix it, and all is good.
Right.
So you can score deals on these if you look around.
Oh yeah, and then if you go to Marketplace right now, there's I think 3 just in the Midwest alone that are less than $300. So, I mean, and they're just the factory epitome of one.
Which, when you say they're in the Midwest alone, think about this. Yeah, there's some risk in it and all that, and dealing with people, like sellers and eBay and that kind of thing. You could potentially pick one up on the way in.
And yeah, that's true.
And run. You can do something like that.
And I'm going to tell you right now, the No Name Nationals is essentially a points-based race.
We're going to talk more about that tonight, the points.
We are. And
there are points.
Monkey Bike has points that can get you further into the competition of the No Name Nationals.
Get your wheels turning because there are points here, and we're going to talk about that tonight.
Yeah. So without giving away, I guess, the farm.
What we're going to roll out is about 90% done. We're really close.
All right, well, so I'm not going to run through the rules. They can all be downloaded at nonamenationals.com.
Yep, real quick before you get that, we just want to say hi to a few more people.
Okay.
Joe Brennan came in, told us hi. Fab Race Mod Repeat. Hello from Northeast Dragway.
Yeah, that's Chris Cox.
Yeah.
And they're having they're having their first AHRA member appreciation race this weekend. It's something that we're trying out. It was really to minimize, since fuel went through the roof, instead of letting the fuel police dig in the pocket and the payout pocket of the AHRA, we decided to do these a member appreciation race.
Speaking of fuel going through the roof, we saw fuel fall through the basement. We filled up the Suburban at $3.14.9 a gallon.
Yeah.
So remember how when we said in the spring, when we saw all these forces driving gas prices up, Dallas and I said, rest assured, every election year,
midterms are coming.
You're gonna watch it drop artificially because
Right.
they're buying votes. But guess what? Who cares about the politics of it? What we care about is it's good for the No Name Nationals.
Right.
The timing is perfect. And guess what? Gas is $1 cheaper here than it was in the peak of the summer.
And as a FYI, for those that were wondering, the Suburban big block Buick, no overdrive. What was it? 14 miles a gallon. Real world, right? So that's a
Those are real
combination.
numbers. Combination of in-town, combination of highway, back roads, all around you got 14.
What's funny is a new truck is about 15. A new truck.
That's a 3/4 ton Suburban with a big block Buick.
Yeah. All right.
So Ruckworth, Steen, Boss Buick, mostly old parts. Patrick has joined, and Hippie Miller.
We got a lot of people in here.
Yep.
Well, thanks for coming by and checking out this monkeying around live. We were just, we're really going to go through the breakdown of this thing. So when we picked up this turd, right, and I'm going to call it turd because it was brought back with a chain that wouldn't stay on, right? Basically what I found was it was hard to get it running to begin with. Right, and a lot of it was the carburetor adjustment. It's not even adjusted properly to get it to run. The other thing was John and I moved it around, and we're like, "What is that horrendous, god-awful noise?" Right? The brake caliper's about to fall off. The bolts literally go in and out with your finger.
They're loose.
Okay?
The caliper would have fallen off if you'd run long enough.
Right, and we noticed that we had, after our burnout fiasco, because that was the only time the thing's even been driven or ridden or ran or anything.
Why it was hard to do a burnout. The caliper was dragging.
It's purpled the disc brake in the back, where the caliper itself is grinding into the rotor. So,
did do a pretty neat little burnout though.
it did, left a good pile of metal or of rubber. I'm sorry. So the rules for this allow for only one engine. Okay, so there's only one engine allowed to be on here, but John and I have come up with some crazy antics, right?
We're going to try to get creative.
Yeah. And we may not even use an engine.
Well, we're going to see. We just, you know what? The rules say, remember, this is a framework of what you can't do. It doesn't tell you what you can do.
Yeah, all what you can do is everything that's not on this paper, right? So the world is your oyster.
Yeah, we're going to be working on this today. We're going to report back on the live tonight. So if you want to see what all we do with this, watch. We're going to be live tonight, 7 Central, 8 Eastern for our regular Friday night. We'll report back on it. We're also going to have Ryan from Streetcar Chronicles talking about the 28 by 10.5 tire heads up thing.
That's a one you're not going to want to miss.
Yep, and we got a couple of guys who are going to get their 500 subscribers tonight. So,
Well, there's a couple of them that's really, really close,
that's
right?
what I'm saying. They're going to get them tonight.
And I saw there was a couple of posts running around. I think 2Hex Jeff threw out some love to a few guys for a few channels, I guess. Not
Yeah,
a few
they're gonna
guys.
get
That
it.
doesn't sound right. But
They're gonna get it tonight. Buck does it. Heavens Mopars. I have a feeling what'll happen is they'll get it during the day before we even get to the live. But if they
Buck
don't
should
have
change-
it,
he should change his channel name once he makes it to like Buck Dude It.
Buck did it. He actually, believe it or not, Buck told me somebody already has a Buck did it. That's
Oh,
why
really?
he made it Buck does it. We've been laughing about that. What a
Well, he could
buzzkill.
make it Buck
Somebody
Dude
got
It.
Okay. that people might not think that's automotive content at all.
Yeah, that probably
That's-
won't be.
that sounds like
That's
a
something
stage
that,
name.
Yeah, that would be something on another channel. All right. So, yeah, we're going to play with this. We're going to see what we can do within the rules. But for those of you that don't have a ride or you want to have extra points at the No Name Nationals, I just need to hear from you, and I'll work with you specifically on what you want to do with the bike, right? Hey, I want it to have this, I want it to have that, but remember, I'm a busy guy, so don't try to create a whole bunch of work
Just
for me.
realize the main thing is this. Mr. Rodders, you know, got a bike project here. Dallas doesn't race his own stuff. Need a driver. Driver needs to have 500 subs or more because we want to preserve the integrity of this event for content creators.
Right.
And so everybody else is held to the same standard. So anybody with 500 subs or more will entertain being the jockey for this.
Yep. And so the big one is going to be the minimum weight for this thing for the class is 250 pounds or 230 pounds with the driver.
Yeah, that
right?
thing probably weighs 100.
I bet it does. So it'd be
Something
pretty
close.
hard to have something
It will be hard to not.
to
if
be
you-
underweight.
If you have to ballast it, you do, but that's not going to be.
I don't think it's going to be an issue for anyone. All right. So do we have any questions? Is there any questions on what's going on, what we're doing, why you live?
Well, I'm just greeting. Brian Cabral has hit his 500. Let me tell you something. If Brian Cabral wants to race this monkey bike, Austin has already agreed to fly him first class from his local airport to the event. We've already offered Brian to get in the tower and do some announcer duties, and he can pilot the monkey bike.
Well, remember, I said if Brian Cabral shows up at the thing, I would pay him out of the AHRA's pocket to sing the national anthem. He is a trained vocalist, right?
Yes.
So-
I don't even think you need teeth to sing the national anthem. You don't.
Probably not.
No, he's good.
All right. So I guess.
So Vincent Marino says, when's a good time to call your office? Would love to talk small block Buick details for a project he's working on. I'll tell you when the best thing to do is to get on those Wednesday night tech talks.
Yeah, Wednesday night Tech Talk
That's
would
the
probably be
best.
the best thing over on the AHRA channel.
Yeah, because so Wednesday, 7 Central, you have Dallas and Shane Polito there to do
Right.
tech questions.
And Shane's an automotive engineer that works in the community, right? So I'll answer any tech questions you have, small block Buick, small block Ford. Virtually, we run the gambit. We try to cover as broad a spectrum, but there was some stuff thrown out with it at us at the first week that was, hey, I got some tech questions about an International 392.
Yep.
Like, well, I don't know that one, but throw us to bore and stroke. What's what kind of heads does it have? And we'll do our best guess.
Yeah.
Um,
By the way, I see Ari's in here. Ari's getting real close to his 500 subs.
Really?
Ari, get your 500 subs and fly out. You'd be a good candidate to drive it.
Yeah, bring some T-shirts with your channel name on them.
His channel is his name.
Ari.
Ari says, should I change my channel name? I said, well, I don't think it's hurt me. Whatever.
Not like Buck Dude it, huh?
Maybe it did.
What?
Maybe I'd have 1 million subs if it weren't for my name. Now, not that there's 1 million people. They would say that's a definite bot thing going on there. I don't know why as many people are subscribed to my channel now as are. I have no idea. All right. Horace has got this foreign name, though. Well, you know, virtually everybody has a foreign name when you think about it.
In the United States, everyone has a
Unless
foreign
you're a
name.
Native American, you've got a foreign name, basically.
Well, they originally weren't from here either, right?
Not
So-
really. So basically, unless you're a
Tree?
a plant,
You have a foreign name.
you have a foreign name.
Yeah, unless
Yeah,
you are a buffalo
Yeah.
that roams the.
Isn't that funny? I mean, my name is extremely British. Like, first, middle, and last name are very British, right? So isn't that foreign? Kinda is. Anyway.
All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
You have
I
to
guess?
take the suit off Elvis, who lives in Guatemala. What would Elvis then wear? Dean Stevenson comes out with these outer space comments that I just can't even follow sometimes.
I'm down with it. You know what? If I was to have to pick somebody that I could be for one day in my life besides myself, I think even one day as Fat Elvis would be better than regular Dallas.
You know what? Let me tell you, Fat Elvis lived like a king.
He did
He did, yeah. What's wrong with that?
nothing, and he had.
Hey man, when you're rolling in money, when you're rolling in the kind of money that you can jump on a plane to go get a peanut butter and banana sandwich, you know what? Who cares what you look like?
When you can go get what he was in the FBI, right? I think he was. If I could be Elvis busting a bad guy in the FBI, Fat Elvis busting a bad guy in the FBI, that would be the day I'd want to choose.
Dean Stevenson, that's because of trolls. We had them register to your channel. Oh yeah, I'm sure a few of them are. You know what my favorite? You know what my favorite is? And Cabral does this all the time. Cabral goes to great lengths to pretend like he doesn't watch Uncle Tody's Garage. Well, yeah, somebody told me about this something. Are you kidding me? Cabral could probably be, like 14 counties away, and an Uncle Tony's Garage notification goes up, and this guy's breaking speed limits to get home. Oh, what kind of? You know that he's just foaming at the mouth to not miss anything.
To troll.
To pretend like he doesn't really follow, he doesn't really pay attention.
Since he doesn't really pay attention, why don't you come on out? Austin said he's already going to pay for your flight. We'll get you to sing the national anthem.
Here's the funniest part. I go read the comments over there about once a week because the comments are pretty funny. Under Cabral's, I cannot watch those.
I've never watched any of the guys'
It's
videos.
impossible. The videos are unwatchable. But I'll go over there about once, like sometimes twice for something going on to read the comments a week. And sometimes I'll see him talking about something. I said, "Oh, Tony must have done this or that," because here's comments about it. Sometimes I'll find out stuff about what goes on Tony's channel quicker from Cabral's comments than I do from Tony's. Like, what are they talking about? Anyway, those are my favorite trolls, the ones that are that big a fan that they,
They keep up.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
right there when the videos drop.
Exactly. Andy Wood in the house. What's going on, man? Andy says, what did I miss? Andy, I'll tell you what you missed.
Monkey
So,
bite.
Just to recap for those rolling in, like my Aunt Nancy who's here. Hey, my Aunt Nancy found Mr. Rotter's Neighborhood is watching. How cool
That's
is that?
sweet. Yeah.
So, here's what we're doing, Andy, and for everybody else who didn't catch it. Mr. Rotter's Neighborhood is building a monkey bike. And because Dallas and I don't want to race in our own stuff against people.
I'll tell you why, and it has nothing to do with it. It's, in my opinion, it's unethical.
Yeah.
If I was to win $1 in
Right.
that monkey bike class, it would be assumed that it's rigged, right?
Yeah, and also it takes away from the other people. Because
That puts all the effort and time in. right?
It's like shooting with your students as a firearms instructor. You know what? If you outshoot them, they're like, wow, look at this egomaniac. He has to outshine his students. If you don't outshoot them, it's like, oh man, you're not a very good shot. You know, there's really no win in it. There's no win in winning money. There's no win in winning glory.
Yeah.
It's just
and
stay
it's
away
easier
from
just
it.
to find somebody else that
That's
has
it.
their subs. We'll prep the bike. You run
Yep.
it.
So Mr. Rotter's Neighborhood is looking for a jockey driver, but we want a driver with 500 subs or more. How many people have 500 subs and are like, man, I'd love to bring my car, but it's just not feasible. It's just not done. I can't work the timing out, so I still want to fly in and come to the event. Great. Fly in and come to the event. You got 500 subs or more. Fly in. We're looking for a jockey driver for this thing.
Yeah, and you know, my preference goes like this. I have a higher preference for someone, a jockey driver that's more like Wild Willie Borscht that will drive this thing with one hand than anything else.
Well, but the big thing is
I'm
500
joking.
subs or more, and that's the kind of person. Because there's a lot of people bringing their stuff, but there's a lot of people like, you know what? I have no hope of having my car there. I have my subs. I want to participate. I don't have my ride.
Right.
Maybe you're a good candidate to run the monkey bike,
You can run my monkey bike.
and still get to make passes down Jeffers Motorsports Park and have all kind. You're gonna have all the fun anyway. Just showing up, you have all the fun. So let's see. My aunt is in the house. Bad Tree Productions Blake is in the house. Look out. How you like seeing that logo bigger than life out there at Jeffers, Blake?
Oh, it was huge.
Your logo is now seen from I-55. It is
Miles
huge.
away.
That's it. That's the finest compliment you can pay a guy, I think. You know what? Whose handwriting did the Ford logo?
I have no idea.
Whoever that guy is, think about that. It's one dude. Whose handwriting did the Coca-Cola logo? See, but that person lives forever for that reason.
For
And
sure.
So anyway, I just think that's pretty cool. Bad Tree Productions' dreams do come true. NSB Custom Cars in the house. Buick Smith liked on both channels.
Oh, sweet.
Yep. I really like that these guys. See, this is how the community works. They all greet each other.
Right.
And that's really cool. That's a tradition I've been doing on my channel forever.
When you go watch any other channel, that won't happen.
Right. Well, it's important. It's important because Dallas and I have been hanging out doing all kinds of stuff, but we want to go live to hang out with you. You're the ones why we do this stuff. That's this event is all about. It's about you guys.
Yep. So we're gonna get this thing tuned up, all the stuff adjusted properly, everything working as it should, and then I guess we're gonna be ready for tailored modifications for whoever is our driver.
Sure. Well, we've got ideas. They might not all be good ideas. We won't
No.
even tell you the idea we thought about and next.
Oh yeah, can the monkey bike swim?
Well,
Right.
we thought about ideas, and we'll do some stuff on it. We'll make some video. We'll report back tonight. But there's a lot of stuff happening tonight.
Yeah.
Again, for those of you just getting here, Ryan Wing, Streetcar Chronicles, he's going to be talking with us with about the 28 by 10.5 inch tire shootout. Heads up, instant green tree. Going to be some fast cars in that class.
I know the Nelsons are chomping at the bit
Oh,
to
yeah.
run the gamut on that deal.
So yeah, there's a lot of quick cars going to be in that thing.
But it
We
doesn't
got-
necessarily mean the fastest car is
No,
going to win.
no,
It's an
not at all.
instant green tree.
That's
right?
it. All it takes is one problem. One car spins tires. One person's asleep at the tree. It's all
Yep.
it takes.
Yeah, I mean, when you got an instant green tree, you got to react so fast, and even your fastest reaction is probably half as slow as it normally is.
Think about this. That whole field, even as broad as it is, it might have an entire 2 seconds difference between the slowest and fastest car. But guess what? With an instant green tree, if somebody's not used to it, that can be 2 seconds.
That could be easy 1 second
It could
right
puzzle.
there.
It could just puzzle somebody. I mean, that's going to be a difference maker.
It is, and that's what the whole idea behind the instant green was. That's the equalizer, right?
If somebody's conditioned to watch a sportsman tree come down, that's going to be hard for them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Blake, he's already bad tree productions, right?
Yeah.
Now it'd just be worse tree productions. So, we'll see.
Yep. What else you guys got going on? We still have 21 in the house. Buck's Buick Smith, is the engine on the bike a 212 Predator? No. Tell them what's on it. What is that?
I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it probably is a 212 Predator with different stickers on it, right? It says 3 horsepower overhead valve right there, right? So it most likely is a Predator engine because I'm assuming this whole entire bike is made in Szechuan.
It's a Predator bike.
Right?
Yeah.
This thing was probably being built during, I don't know, the Bohemian lung disease outbreak of 2020. But I'm sure this is not much different than a Predator engine.
Andy's got to go because he's living that forklift life. What a warrior he is. He went live from the floor, I guess, where he works. That's impressive. Either that or he's got a fork truck out there working on Casper with it.
He could be working on Casper with
Maybe
a fork
that's how
truck.
he lifts it. He uses the fork truck to pick it up. Because I do some people who did that.
It makes things simple, right?
I had a friend
no jack stands, no jack.
Yeah.
Simple, easy,
I had
done.
a friend of
5
mine
minutes.
needed to put shocks on the back of his '79 Ford pickup. They had a fork truck there. His shop was at his house. He just picks the back truck up with the fork truck, goes right there.
You know when you're going to pick up a motor, when they break out the fork truck, that you're going to be out of there in minutes,
Yeah.
right? It's that fast.
Any of you guys have any specific questions? Yeah, Andy says, no, we're building Freightliners. Yeah, that's what I figured. I got to tell you, Andy works in a really humble setup. He's got a little small building and got his driveway there.
Well, he works in the driveway, right?
Yeah, I know. And so these people who, when I hear somebody say, well, I can't do it because I don't have a shop. No, Andy
watch
proves
Andy
that
Wood,
completely
yeah.
wrong. Proves that completely wrong. All right. Bad Tree Productions, Blake, he says, I'll be back school shopping. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, it's really cool that you broke away in the middle of your day to check in and see what we were doing. We have anything else we're going to do on the live? We're going to shut down and make some videos.
We're gonna make some videos of the monkey bike, of us modifying and playing with said monkey bike.
Yep. Irish Outlaw Garage. What's a shop?
That dude works outside, doesn't he?
Yep. There you go.
Well, he's got the ambulance. the Pontiac
NSB Custom
ambulance.
Cars. He's shopping for some hardware. Point and click makes a lot of noise. Ari says 90s stuff is so in you can probably find a Trapper Keeper. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. A Trapper Keeper notebook. That's cool.
Huh.
All right,
Well, folks, we'll see you later.
shut down. Do some monkey biking. Don't forget to catch us live on my channel.
Tonight.
7 Central, 8 Eastern on my channel. Got a lot to talk about. So we're going to be talking about 28 10.5 tire. Talk about the billboard we put up at Jeffers. We've got 2 channels that are going to crest 500. We'll probably get it, but if not, we'll go live with them later. So lots of good updates for you this time.
Yeah.
And the point system. Talk about points at the No Name Nationals. What's that about? No, we're not talking about breaker points. We're talking about competition points.
Competition points.
So we'll see you guys soon.
All right. See you later.
All right.